I'm glad you could all make it here today to honor the life of such an amazing and gracious young woman. Crystal was and forever will be my best friend. We've been friends since the first day of school, our 7th grade year, and we just never left each other's sides. It's a vague memory, but I remember she quickly asked me my name during lunch and asked me to sit with her since I was wandering around like a lost puppy. We talked and got to know each other quite a bit that day, and after that we just clicked. We started doing everything together, and eventually her family became mine and vice versa. We even went on some family vacations together, including going to Tennessee and Michigan, and even going to Great Wolf Lodge together. The first time we traveled together was when Crystal and I went to Tennessee with her Gigi for Thanksgiving. Before we left Texas, we begged her to stop and get us some ice cream. Me and Crystal spent the whole ride up there taking silly pictures in the back seat, singing very loudly to the radio, and waving at the semi-drivers. I still remember we waved at one semi-driver, and he laughed and made a funny face at us. Then later on that night, probably an hour later, we heard a loud honk coming from beside our vehicle. The same truck driver realized it was us and waved at us before we even realized who it was. And we all laughed in the car for 10 minutes straight because we thought for some reason that it was the funniest thing in the world that he knew who we were before we realized who he was. That next summer, my family invited her to come to Michigan with us. We had a Texan photo shoot on the railroad tracks in shorts and boots, and trust me, we got some pretty strange looks from the people in Michigan who passed by. Later on that day, we went to Lake Michigan and swam, even though it was around 60 degrees outside. While we were at the beach, we decided to take some more silly pictures. I couldn't find them to show y'all, but we were laughing so hard that we had to retake them multiple times. Her favorite part, from what she told us personally, was the Superman ice cream I told her about. If you knew Crystal for even 5 minutes, you would know that Superman was her favorite superhero of all time. So she was excited to try the Superman ice cream, and she said she was not disappointed. Probably one of my favorite memories is when we went to Great Wolf Lodge together. We swam and played in the arcade, and then that night we went to Starbucks and then went and did face masks in our hotel room. The funniest part is when Crystal discovered that the side of the stair railing was slick, and we slid down the rails for almost 20 minutes and tried our very hardest to contain our laughter because everyone else in the room was trying to sleep. We had some pretty fun adventures together, and we were always laughing. I'm really going to miss doing stuff like that with her. She was always so outgoing and adventurous. She was always up to hang out no matter what time of day it was. Another thing about her was how kind and caring she was. She always offered you a shoulder to cry on, no matter if her and the person were fighting or she had her own issues. She would never let a person be upset and alone or cry by themselves. She was also super creative and loved doing arts and crafts at home and at school. Another thing about her was she absolutely loved her truck, even though it was super messed up. She loved taking it down the back roads with the windows down and the radio blaring. We had some pretty good jam sessions in her truck. Every now and then we'd just go down the back roads and jam to the music as loud as we could. She was such a fun person to be around. I don't know everyone else's stories or the memories that y'all made, but I can guarantee that she has forever made a mark on all of our lives. This is going to be a difficult time for all of us, but God knows what He's doing. She's in a better, safer place now with many of her beloved family members, such as her stepfather. She will be greatly missed by many, and she will forever hold a special place in all of our hearts.